I'm Marle. This channel exists to connect gamers to MMOs they'll love. In this series, I play an old-school, non-instance group-based, refreshingly deep MMORPG called Arelith. It's built on Neverwinter Nights 1 Enhanced Edition and has been releasing original content longer than Classic WoW, with hundreds of concurrent and thousands of unique players each month. Its population is larger than some MMORPGs. If you say yes to any of the following, Arelith may be right for you. Difficult PvE, expansive world, mounts, ships, player-run cities, role-playing, expansive in-game, consensual PvP, and no pay-to-win. Veterans of Arelith, let us know in the comments why you love this game. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more MMO content. Getting started is easy. After clicking multiplayer, select Join Internet Game. This series will focus on Arelith, although there are other persistent worlds. If you're unfamiliar with that term, stay tuned because I'll explain how they work in a future episode. Don't worry about picking the right server because it'll automatically route you to the proper one. Arelith requires a custom download to play, and it's all handled automatically. While it quickly downloads, hear the soundtrack? It was composed by Jeremy Sewell, also known for his work on Guild Wars 1 and Skyrim. You'll hear more examples soon. I sign in, and you see that I have several characters. For this series, I'm going to take a look at a brand new class released called Spellsword. See this character's name? Remember it because it becomes painfully important in a later episode. In typical D&D fashion, when you create a character, you need to make a laundry list of decisions. Old school MMOers may find this upfront work endearing, yet more casual gamers could find it unnecessarily tedious. On the right-hand side, you see a list of fundamental statistics that are at the heart and soul of your character's performance, each of which we'll discuss when the time is right. Underneath, you see attack bonus, and an array of terms like fortitude, reflex, and more. We'll also cover those later. You begin by choosing a gender. Each is perfectly functional. Next choice is race. This is very important, as it may determine where you start and the general trajectory of your playthrough. I choose a moon elf, for reasons that become important in the future. You can see that there are lots of choices, skills, abilities, and more. This is just the beginning. Next are character portraits. I love this feature, and it reminds me of my time in Conqueror Online. I wish modern MMOs kept this degree of personalization available. You should know that I installed additional images from which to choose, so if you need help expanding your library, please let us know in the comments. Remember the following screens because you'll see them each time you level up. Now to pick your class. You can triple class. I want to play the Spellsword. Next is alignment. This is important because certain NPCs, items, or abilities require a certain disposition, yet there are in-game ways to circumvent such restrictions. Now to distribute ability scores. Do not make a mistake here, since this particular choice is forever permanent. As I distribute points, see the cost to increase going up? It becomes increasingly more expensive as you continue to assign points, so make your choices carefully. Since the Spellsword is fundamentally a fighter wizard, I emphasize dexterity and intelligence. Also, remember my choice to be a moon elf? It's because they start with an additional 2 in dex. But there's more. Why dex and not strength? You'll see why in a future episode. Packages are really a set of skills for your character. There are none that come recommended for a spellsword, so I make my own. In short, each of these correspond with the type of interaction in the game world. For example, animal empathy can be used to crowd control creatures, and rangers can use it to tame them as pets. See that concentration is a class skill? That means it only takes 1 point to upgrade. Non-class skills take 2. We'll explore each of my choices in a future episode, yet remember them for now. Next are feats. These are essentially talents in other MMOs. They range from allowing you to wear heavy armor without a penalty to providing general combat bonuses. Take note, however, some feats require others and some classes require feats to be taken and more. I choose expertise and you'll see why later. As you can see, Arelith is very build heavy, so if you enjoy games like Path of Exile, Albion Online, Project Gorgon, or Guild Wars 1, you're right at home. Since I'm a spellsword, I also learn a few wizard spells. There are more incantations than I have room for, so your choice matters here. Each one has its use and they grow stronger the more wizard levels you obtain, for which the spellsword class counts. So they remain relevant in the late game, a detail I heartily appreciate. You can tell that there are a lot of underlying mechanics here, which school spells are part of, whether they're verbal, the ranged, and so on. Feats, items, and more interact with these elements for increased customizability. The spells I choose are important, and you'll see them in the next episode. Spell swords also come with a familiar. These do not seem to be as powerful as a druid's pet, yet veterans of Arelith can correct me in the comments. I choose a pseudo-dragon, because why not? You'll see it in action later. We can now customize the look of our avatar. Beamdog, the publisher and developer of Neverwinter Nights 1 Enhanced Edition, recently released a high-definition pack which includes updated player models. They are optional, yet they're not fully compatible with Arelith yet. However, you will see a fix for the head issue shortly. Also, remember her hair color because it comes up again in a little bit. Another fun element of character customization is that you can write a backstory, select an age, first and last name, in addition to selecting a voice for your character. I love the various voice sets because it helps make your character feel unique in the game world. Finally done. But we've just started. What will the world of Arelith have in store for us? Let's find out. See the custom backgrounds? The server has commissioned a wide range of professional artwork to be made for loading screens, and they're exceptional. Continue watching to see more. We begin in an entry area to teach players about the server and to make changes to their character based on custom additions to Arelith, or fix a cosmetic choice mistakenly applied during character creation. Don't worry about my Toon's face because it'll be fixed soon, although it is hilarious. Gifts are additional ways to modify your character. I choose to emphasize dexterity and intelligence for a reason you'll see in a future episode. Yet these increase my character's ECL, or effective character level. That means that if I'm level 1 yet have +2 ECL, then the rate of leveling is as if I'm level 3. Also, see Rest, Sobriety, Food, and Water. Arelith used survival mechanics before Rust or Ark ever did. However, Arelith is not a survival game. These exist to help ground gameplay. As I zoom out, you see that I'm moving. Typically, Arelith uses a point-to-click system, yet you can also use WASD, which I utilize on occasion. See my portrait? That graphic means I can level up. When you first enter this persistent world, you're able to level up twice to help you start your journey because, as you'll see in the next episode, it would otherwise be close to impossible. As mentioned before, the same screens are presented, so hopefully players are used to them by now. I choose as Pseudo-Dragon again, yet veterans of Arelith can let us know what would happen if we chose a different pet. Once the level up process has completed, your portrait returns to normal. I open my inventory and you see a lot of things. Don't worry about them now because we'll cover this system in another episode. You do see, however, that my AC is 14. This number is important, and you'll see why later. I'll walk over to a prismatic mirror. See the radial? This is the fundamental way you'll be interacting with objects in Arelith. I realize none of the options are what I'm looking for, so I select the distorted mirror. Here I can change my face. I find one that isn't bugged, yet notice that my character's hair is dark blue, not brown like I originally selected. I return to the prismatic mirror. Pay attention here because the following interaction will be useful later. In order to choose a hair color, you have to type in an integer. In this case, I guess, and luckily find a suitable shade. There is an exhaustive list on Arelith's wiki, yet this system is a relic of the age of the game. I personally find it endearing, albeit slightly annoying. I walk over to the help desk clerk, who teaches you about the basic rules of the server. Please read them. It's also required to speak to him in order to start playing. I open the door to the server and select Scowl. It's considered a difficult start position that encourages players to group up, similar to classic EverQuest Velius content, yet for lower levels. What danger will I stumble upon in the next few moments? Watch the next episode to find out. Thanks for watching.